It is done. We have just passed the peak of the first supermoon of the year. The enormous moon approached Earth at a critical distance, creating a gravitational impulse of incredible force. And now, as it begins to slowly move away, something is happening that astrologers rarely talk about. The paradox of this moment is that the most important things happen not during the climax, but immediately after it. When tension subsides, when attention wanes, when it seems everything is over, it is right now, in this deceptive silence, that your life is making that very hidden turn, which you'll only notice by looking back in 6 months. Imagine a ship's captain navigating a dangerous, narrow strait. At the narrowest point, the entire crew is tense, everyone is watching the course. But as soon as the strait is passed, attention relaxes. And it is at this very moment that a hidden underwater current imperceptibly nudges the ship just a couple of degrees off course. It seems trivial, insignificant, but on the scale of the ocean, those 2 degrees will lead you to a completely different harbor or to a different continent. The supermoon was that very strait, and right now, this invisible shift in course is happening. You may feel nothing. Moreover, the absence of special effects and drama right now is a sign that the process is working deep within. Global changes rarely come with fanfare. They happen in silence, but do not let this silence deceive you. Right now, as you're listening to these words, your reality has already reconfigured itself. The scenery has changed, and the script of the year has been rewritten. The only problem is that you're still playing by the old rules. Even though the world around you has already become different, and so as not to wake up a month from now in an unfamiliar harbor, you need to understand the mechanics of this shift right now. There's a dangerous and widespread misconception that life changes only through loud, dramatic events, a job loss, a sudden move, a fateful meeting. We wait for the thunder. But quantum physics and psychology unanimously affirm something else. Most truly fateful changes occur through micro shifts, through barely noticeable fluctuations that accumulate in silence. Evolution prefers a whisper, not a shout. The passing supermoon created precisely such a micro shift. This is not a revolution at the barricades, but the finest, most delicate correction of trajectory. Imagine that while you slept, someone invisible entered the control room of your life and turned the helm just 1 degree. You woke up, look at the horizon, and it seems you're sailing the same way, the same ocean, the same clouds. But the geometry of the path has already changed. That 1 degree, multiplied by time, in 6 months will lead you to an entirely different continent. You will find yourself in a landscape that wasn't even on your old map. Why is this happening precisely now? After the supermoon, and not at its peak, it's simple. During the moment of maximum fullness and proximity, the entire system is under intense strain. Your body, psyche, biofield, everything was working at its limit like a dam holding back the pressure of water. The task was to maintain balance under gravitational pressure. But now, as the peak has passed and the moon has begun to move away, a massive redistribution is taking place. The energy that was mobilized and compressed like a spring is being released. It does not disappear into nothingness. It seeks new outlets, and it finds them. This process is eerily similar to what happens to a great river after a flood. While the water is high, it simply covers everything around with a single mirrored surface, but when the level begins to recede, the water never returns to the old banks exactly the same way. The landscape of the riverbed has changed. In some places, the flow carves out a completely new channel. In others, it leaves fertile silt. In yet others, it changes the speed of the current. So too, the energy of the supermoon, as it retreats, leaves in your psyche new neural pathways and channels of luck, along which your life will now flow. Right now, a hidden mechanism is being activated, which can be called a cosmic return on investment. Remember the past months, all the good you have done, every act of patience when you wanted to snap, every expression of kindness to a stranger, every moment you consciously chose love over fear. None of this has dissolved into the void. These were your energetic deposits. And the receding wave of the supermoon acts as an activator for the payout of dividends. But be careful, this return does not come in the way our linear mind expects. This is not a vending machine. Insert a coin, get a chocolate bar. The universe operates in a more complex way. The return comes as a change in the very quality of reality. As if someone subtly adjusted the graphics and sound settings of your life. Colors become slightly brighter. Food tastes better. People around you are a little kinder and more responsive. Difficult doors open a little easier. This is not magic or self-hypnosis. It is the physical result of your invested energy returning to you, having raised your vibrational frequency. You yourself have become a magnet. The main feature of this period is nonlinearity. Dividends do not come from where you invested. You help some people, but help will suddenly come from completely different, unfamiliar ones. You poured your soul into one project, but a financial breakthrough will happen in another. You endured hardships in one situation, but the reward will come through incredible luck in a different sphere. This is the law of global energy circulation. The supermoon spun this wheel, and now it begins to distribute the accumulated to those who are not afraid to give. Many people right now, after passing the supermoon's peak, are experiencing a strange, confusing state. I feel nothing. After all the expectations, after the preparation, rituals, and hopes, inside there's a ringing silence. No elation, no disappointment, no spiritual uplift, no loss of strength, just a vacuum, a flat line, and this begins to trouble the mind. Did I miss everything? Am I not sensitive enough? Did nothing work? Calm down. It worked. This very deafening silence is the sure sign that the work has gone deep. Remember how a complex computer system updates. At the moment of installing critical updates, the screen goes black, the keyboard does not respond. It seems the machine has frozen, but it is in these seconds of the black screen that inside the processor, frantic work is underway to rewrite the basic code. Your inner silence right now is that very black screen. It is not emptiness. It is a technical pause between uninstalling the old version of your personality and launching the new one. The old has already been shut down. The new has not yet loaded. You are in the clipboard. In ancient esoteric traditions, this state is called the sacred void, or point zero. It is not the absence of life, but pure potential. Like the silence before the orchestra's first strike contains the entire symphony, like a white canvas contains all possible paintings of the world. Your inner silence right now is the womb in which a new stage of your destiny is being nurtured. There is another aspect to this silence, a protective one. The supermoon was a colossal surge of voltage. If your nervous system continued to operate in its usual mode, it would simply burn out like a light bulb from a power surge. Therefore, the wise psyche activates an energy-saving mode. Internal fuses are triggered. Sensitivity is temporarily lowered, as if you put on thick headphones. This is not a loss of your gift. It is a safety mechanism. When the adaptation period is over, and this will happen smoothly and naturally in the coming days, your sensitivity will return, but it will be of a different quality, more subtle, selective, and manageable, without the hysteria and excess noise. And the most interesting thing about this silence is that it clears the construction site, while your restless mind is quiet, while emotions are on pause. In the depths inaccessible to consciousness, the assembly of your new configuration is taking place, not the one you thought up in your head, and not the one your relatives want to see, but the one that organically grows from your essence, amplified by the moon's gravity. Right now, beneath the surface of your habitual life, a massive rewiring of communications is underway. But it is invisible, just as the roots of an oak tree are invisible underground. You see only the immobile trunk, but it is precisely in the darkness of the soil that a vigorous growth of the root system is now occurring, seeking new sources of water. After the supermoon, your energetic root system is changing its location. Old roots that fed you from the toxic swamps of the past, of grievances, drama's codependency, are drying up and falling away. New feeding channels are forming, reaching down to the pure underground waters of inspiration and peace. This happens autonomously. You don't need to try, just don't interfere with the organism's reconfiguration. If you pay attention to details, over time, subtle signs of that very imperceptible internal restructuring begin to appear. Sometimes it manifests in a strange feeling that familiar things no longer resonate as they once did. Food, music, or content that long felt close suddenly lose their taste and depth. As if becoming flat and unexpressive in parallel, your sleep rhythm may change. Some are unexpectedly drowsy much earlier than usual. For others, the opposite is true, waking up easily in the pre-dawn hours with unusual clarity of mind. Your emotional reaction to events also changes. Situations that previously easily knocked you off balance begin to be perceived with surprising calm. As if a transparent distance has appeared between you and the event, this state is not like apathy or emotional burnout. Rather, there's a sense that old triggers simply stop working, as if something inside has been reconfigured. This is especially noticeable in memory. Heavy memories that for years held inner tension seem to undergo a process of quiet ordering. The images themselves remain, but their emotional charge weakens. The past begins to be perceived not as an open wound, but as a faded photograph with understanding, sometimes with gratitude, but without the former pain. At the same time, moments of sincere joy, long forgotten, can unexpectedly surface with particular vividness and clarity, as if an invisible internal mechanism is putting things in order, freeing up space and energy for what is yet to come. If in recent days you've noticed that some connections have weakened, conversations have become sluggish, and some people have distanced themselves for no apparent reason, do not be afraid. This is not loss or loneliness. It is a great liberation. The supermoon is now working as the most powerful cosmic filter, ruthlessly sifting out everything that no longer resonates with your new frequency. Imagine an old radio receiver. For a long time, it was tuned to one wavelength and picked up everything. Music, news, static, other voices, but now the dial is turned. The frequency has shifted, and the old stations simply don't come in anymore. This is not their fault, nor yours. You've simply moved to a different range. And any attempts to artificially hold onto these connections, to talk like before, will be like trying to pick up an AM station on a modern digital tuner. Technically impossible. Instead of music, you'll only get white noise and wild fatigue. After the interaction, you've simply stopped being in phase. This liberation happens softly, without broken dishes or loud manifestos. You just stop feeling the urge to call. You simply find there's nothing to discuss. People drift apart like ships in the fog, each on their own course. And this is the only right scenario. Remember, nature abhors a vacuum, but it demands purity before filling. The space being freed up right now is already reserved for people and events of your caliber. What seems like a loss today will tomorrow turn into the attainment you've dreamed of. Interestingly, this filter applies not only to people, but also to your internal settings. Habits, beliefs, and long-standing fears. Something that for years seemed like a load-bearing structure of your personality suddenly falls away, like a dry scab from a healed wound. Without drama, without struggle, without affirmations, you simply wake up in the morning and realize it's gone. A fear that choked you for years has disappeared. A craving you fought unsuccessfully has simply switched off. The belief, I am unworthy, has dissolved. This seems like a miracle, but it's physics. Old programs simply cannot run on new energetic hardware. And the most amazing thing that happens at the end of this process is the manifestation of a new version of yourself. But this is not that perfect, glossy image you drew on your vision board. It's something more organic, alive, warm, and authentic. Recall Michelangelo's principle. The sculptor does not mold a statue. He takes a block of marble, and simply removes everything superfluous, freeing the angel that already lives inside the stone. The supermoon worked like that divine chisel. It chipped away the superficial layers, social masks, others' expectations, and defense mechanisms. And now your essence is emerging into the light, who you have always been, but were afraid to show. This new version manifests through micro changes that cannot be faked. A slightly different tone of voice, gaining a metallic edge of confidence or a velvet touch of calm. A slightly different, more grounded walk, a slightly different gaze, not wandering, but looking straight to the heart of the matter. Those around you may not immediately understand what exactly has changed, but they will feel they are dealing with a different person. This version requires no effort to maintain. You are not playing the role of a new you. You simply are, and in this simplicity of being lies immense power, because the colossal energy that was previously spent on wearing masks and suppressing yourself is now free for creativity, for love, for life itself. The supermoon has revealed your true self, and now this process is irreversible. There's a special, almost physical sensation that comes after passing through the supermoon's portal. Goals that just yesterday seemed unattainably distant suddenly feel as good as achieved. Not through magical wish fulfillment at the snap of a finger, but through a fundamental change in your perception of distance. Imagine you were climbing a mountain for a long time in thick, clinging fog. Every step took Herculean effort. The direction was unclear, and it seemed you were just marking time. Fear whispered that the summit was infinitely far away. And suddenly, under the influence of the new energy, the fog begins to dissipate rapidly. And you see with amazement, you have come much further than you thought, and only a few pushes remain to the top. You didn't speed up your pace, you didn't grow wings, you simply saw the real distance for the first time, without the distortions of fear. The supermoon has dispelled this energetic haze, illusions of your own inadequacy, mirages painted by others' opinions, mental constructs of I can't. All of this has lost its density, and now you see the real picture. You're stronger than you thought, you're closer than it seemed, you are readier than you believed. This new vision changes everything. A goal that lived in the someday folder moves to the soon folder. A dream that was impossible becomes simply a complex task with a clear solution. And as for changes you were putting off for later, you suddenly understand with crystal clarity, later has already arrived. And this is not about cheap optimism or positive thinking. It's about the removal of filters. Like a person putting on the right glasses for the first time suddenly sees the world as brighter and sharper than it seemed. You haven't gotten closer to your goals. You've simply realized they were always within arm's reach. You were just afraid to reach out. The supermoon has passed, but its work is only beginning. Remember, a seed planted in deep, warm soil does not break through the asphalt instantly. First, it sends out roots in the darkness. So too, the changes initiated by this event will manifest gradually, layer by layer. Do not look for immediate, screaming proof. Do not demand an instant report from the universe. Trust the process already launched in your cells. The turning point has been passed. Perhaps you didn't hear a click. Great shifts often happen in complete silence. But the trajectory of your life has already irrevocably changed. And when you look back in time, you will unmistakably see it was right here in these quiet days after the first supermoon of the year that everything began differently. Do not try to artificially accelerate the process. Do not try to control every nuance with your mind. Everything is moving at its own perfect, divine rhythm. Your task right now is the most difficult one. Simply to allow the old to leave completely without clinging to it, to allow the new to manifest fully without scaring it with doubts, to allow yourself to be in this transition, enjoying every step. You have passed through the most powerful energetic portal of the year. You have accepted a cosmic reset. You have launched processes that will change the landscape of your destiny. Now, the simplest thing remains to live on, but to live differently. Watching his ordinary routine suddenly begins to glow from within as coincidences fold into a pattern, as simple days turn into an extraordinary story. Trust, the process is underway. The new life has already begun. It's just arriving on tiptoe, so as not to scare away the miracle.